Welcome back. Egypt's Olympic football team defeated Australia 2-0 on Wednesday in the Tokyo Olympics to reach the quarter-finals. Of course, Egypt achieved a lot in the Olympic Games, and also we are expecting more and more from Egyptian athletes participating in the Olympic Games. Over the phone we have with us Mr. Mohamed Adel. He's a sports analyst. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. First of all, just tell me about your input when it comes to the match played yesterday.
Well, the Egyptian national team yesterday did well versus Australia, as it was the last chance to be qualified to the quarterfinal. I believe that, and we all watched that, Shawqi Gharib, the head coach of the Egyptian team, had changed did some minor changes in the strategy and in the formation of the team, as he let the players to be more offensive to the Australian goal, because there was no chance but winning, just winning, waiting for the game between Spain and Argentina, the result between Spain and Argentina, because as we all know that Egypt should beat Australia, and at the same time Argentina don't beat Spain. So what happened yesterday, that Shawqi Gharib took the risk, because Australia did a good job in the Olympic Games so far. They bet Argentina 2-0 and they lost against Spain 0-1. So we were worried about what will happen versus Australia, but the players yesterday did a great job, especially in the first half. We did it in the 44th minute, scored a goal, and in the second half, as we all expected, the Australian team has the chance to be more offensive, and they lost many chances. And Mohamed did a great job yesterday, as he had 4 or 5 saves yesterday, and at the same time we scored the second goal. So it was a great scenario for the Egyptian team. Congratulations for the Egyptian national team football yesterday. We are having a very hard game versus Brazil after tomorrow, inshallah. So we all hope the best for the Egyptian team on Saturday.
Sir, yes, I would like to talk more about the upcoming match. How do you see it, and what are the challenges, or how are they going to work on the preparations for the Egyptian national team with the team they are going to play with?
Well, we played versus Brazil in a friendly game in Cairo many months ago. We bet them 3-2, but the Olympics is very, very different, much more different than the friendly games. The formal games is different from the friendly games, but we are in the quarterfinal. The quarterfinal means it's 50-50. Although we are playing versus Brazil, the big name, the big football name, with the big football players like Daniel Alves, like Richarlison, the Everton offensive player, but we have hopes, because we played versus Brazil twice in the Olympic history. In 1964 we draw 1-1. In 2012 we lost 2-3. Although that the Brazil team in 2012 was pretty much stronger than the team which will be playing against next Saturday. So I believe the chances is 50-50 between Egypt and Brazil. Very hard game. Players should be consistent in the pitch, should be have the confidence, should be confident when playing versus those players. All the players are playing in their teams, whether in Egypt or in Saudi Arabia like Ahmed Hijazi. So we have a 50% chance to beat Brazil and pass by to the semi-finals, inshallah.
And from your own point of view, who is going to be, or who so far, talking about the players, let's say the favorite up till now in the matches played?
Well, first of all, Ramadan Sobhi. Ramadan Sobhi did a great game yesterday versus Australia. He tried versus Argentina, but Ramadan is doing great so far as per the whole team. We can talk about Ramadan Sobhi, we can talk about Akram Tawfiq, we can talk about Mohamed al-Shinawi and the defensive line, Mahmoud Hamdi, El-Winch, Ahmed Hijazi and Osama Galal. Also the left back, Ahmed Abu Futuh. All these names did great job. Whether yesterday or versus Argentina, because in the first game versus Spain, we didn't come to the stadium. We had the negative draw, but we did nothing. But in versus Argentina, we did a little bit effort in the offensive strategy. Yesterday, most of the players do well. Ammar Hamdi also as a substitute. He was a strategic substitute or a super sub yesterday. He did great. Also Nasser Mansi of Talaa Al Jaish did great yesterday. The super subs of the Egyptian team, I wish them all the best. They did great yesterday. We all wish that they do next Saturday as they did yesterday.
Right, of course, also talking about the matches that took place and the upcoming matches. I know that no one can ever just predict something for the football teams, but especially when it comes to the idea talking about how do you see when it comes to, for example, techniques applied in the matches or the choices of the players, as you mentioned so far?
Well, every game is different. Every game is different as per applying the strategy and the formation which you should play with. You play versus Spain. Spain is a big name, not in the first team, but also in the Olympic team and the youth teams. You should play more defensive. You should be more conservative when you play versus Spain. Also versus, I believe, versus Brazil, it will be happen. You should be conservative. You should be cautious of what will happen. The game or the mind games for the head coach changes depends on the results. When you when you want to beat and you have nothing to do but winning or beating, you should go and beat and being offensive, more offensive. Being defensive in such game like yesterday will win nothing for. It will be no value for being defensive versus Australia, because you want to score, you want to win, you want to beat. But in a game like the quarter-final games, it's a 90-minute game at least, because we could go to the 120-minute game. So it has a different strategy and different formation to be applied on the pitch. So the quarterfinals, the knockout games in general, has a different strategy. We will see. Will Shawqi Gharib will apply the 120-minute strategy versus Brazil? Will he do as he did versus Spain in the first game? I know it's very hard game. It's very difficult game. We are waiting for this game very much. But I wish them at last. I wish them all the best, because it's a very difficult game.
Best of luck to the Egyptian national team and all Egyptian athletes participating in the Olympic Games. Mr. Mohamed Adel, sports analyst, thank you very much for joining us. Right, and Egypt's Olympic champion Saif Issa defeated Norway's Richard and won the bronze medal in the men's 80 kilograms taekwondo event at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. Issa's victory comes just after 28 years old. Hidayah Malik secured Egypt's first bronze medal at the Olympics. Thank you very much for joining us, and let's check it out together.